Hey guys, Felipe here with another haircut video for you. This is a really cool cut. I did a low skin fade, left the top pretty long, and we did a really dope beard trim on the client. So to start off with here, as usual, I section the hair out just to keep the top hair out of the way, and then I usually start with the number 2 to set my foundation, but because we are keeping it very tight on the sides, I use my number 1.5 guard instead. So with the number 1.5 guard, I am setting a foundation here for my fade. This does a couple things for me. Number 1, it allows the fade to go much smoother, and it's a lot easier for me to blend from skin all the way to a 1.5. Also, it allows me to blend the sides and back to the middle section. So if you follow my videos, you know that I section my haircuts into 3 parts: sides and back, middle section, and the top hair. And so here I am using a 1.5 guard to go straight up in the air. I'm not following the head shape whatsoever to set that foundation that I explained earlier. Cool. Now that I set technically a guideline to the top hair, I'm gonna set my bottom guideline to start the fade process. So here with the 000s, I set that low guideline at about ears height. I dip down towards the back of the head, going under the occipital bone here, which is what determines the height of the fade. Alright, so once we set that bottom guideline, we're going to start creating another guideline to move forward with the fade. So I open my blade, which is equivalent to a 0.5, and I am moving up at about 3/4 of an inch. Now what I learned recently is that you just have to calculate the distance between the top guideline that we set with the 1.5 and the bottom guideline and divide that. So and then that'll tell you how far up to set that second guideline and third guideline to blend everything nice together. So once you do the 0.5, you remove the line by closing the lever, sometimes halfway, sometimes 3/4 of the way, sometimes all the way. It depends on the hair texture, depends on the hair type of the client. Sometimes when you have to close the lever almost all the way, you must scoop out that line and make sure that you get rid of that line. So it can vary. I know that I've said in previous videos that you just close the lever halfway, but it all depends on the client. So once that's done, I take the 1 guard and I open the lever, which is equivalent to a 1.5. However, the 1 guard with a blade open is a little bit shorter than the actual 1.5 guard. So here with a lever open, technically quote unquote set another guideline, but not really because you can't see anything. And then I close the lever to get rid of that middle line that we just set with the 0.5. If for some reason that bottom line does not go away with the 1 guard, just pop on the half guard and you should be able to get rid of that line. Now be very careful because some clients, especially this one, has a lot of gray hairs, and on the right side of his head there's different shades of the different hair colors. So that might look to you as though the hair is not even, but it is. It's just it tricks the eye a little bit. So keep that in mind. Now with scissor over comb, we're gonna move forward to the middle section of the hair. We're just gonna blend that bottom section to the middle section. Pretty simple here, nothing crazy. We just scissor over comb, keeping the comb at a 90-degree angle. We are rounding up the haircut a little bit. We're not gonna keep it all the way straight and squared. Now, like I said before, we are leaving the top hair pretty long, so all I'm doing is just evening out the tips of the hair, making sure that when you comb the hair over to his left side of the head, it's not hanging over and it's just nice and even. So I just do a scissor over finger, and after that I take my texturizing shears and just smooth out the process there. So the haircut is done. Haircut is completely finished. We are gonna start with the beard. We did start the haircut with the skin fade, and so what we're gonna do with the beard is just do the same thing we did with the hair, but in the opposite direction. Instead of moving up, we're gonna move down. We started with the 0. We're gonna open the lever, create a guideline, and then we're gonna take the one guard with the lever open, create another guideline, remove that line, so on and so forth. Once we get to about a 1.5 and a 2 guard, that's when I like to turn over the clipper, and I am going straight down to create that very squared shape. Now just think of this as the 1.5 guard that I did to set my foundation on the hair. It's the same thing here. You're just setting a foundation with the 1.5 or number 2 guard on the beard, moving down, not following his cheekbones. Once that's that, I like to freehand with my detailers, touch up the bottom and make sure that everything's nice and squared and shaped evenly. For the most part, unless it is requested by the client, I just trim the mustache right above the top lip. If they want it to be shorter, I either run the clipper with clipper over comb on the mustache, or I just run the clipper with a specific guard number. Beards are very simple. You know, you're just setting either 2 shapes, a square shape or a round shape, and for the most part everybody likes to look squared up and symmetrical. So once everything's trimmed up, put the hot towel on, and I'm gonna start shaping up the cheek lines with the razor. So I leave the hot towel on the neck just to maintain the moisture and keep the hairs wet and soft, so that when I go back there, it's an easier shave. I like to shave the neck here using the backhand, moving up. It's much easier instead of laying the client all the way down and stuff like that. It takes a lot less time and it's just super convenient. So if you don't know how to use the backhand this way, then it's a good thing to learn, just because it saves you a lot of time. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just gonna blow dry the hair a little bit, apply some product, and then I will apply a little bit of beard oil on his beard, and we are completely finished here. This is the haircut and beard trim. I hope you guys enjoy this video, this haircut. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Don't be shy to leave what you think about it, if you like it, if you don't, and please subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.